All right, we are on lesson 3-4. Today's date is Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. Yeah, 3-4, horizontal and vertical lines. Our objective today, who wants to read that? Go for it, Ripley.
Graph, write the equation, find the slope of the horizontal and vertical line.
There it is. All right, thank you. So let's look at the graphs of horizontal versus vertical. So everyone, can you hold up your arm? Horizontal, is that this way or this way? Which way is horizontal? Horizontal is like this. You can think of like the horizon, right? So the horizon runs left and right. So go ahead and just draw a line that goes left and right. You can say there's a horizontal line. Maybe I can use a line tool to make mine more exact. Welcome, Braden. There's our horizontal line. And you can draw another one. Like you can draw a bunch of horizontal lines. That way you don't get confused. Another horizontal line. So my picture way of reminding you that this is a horizontal line is you can maybe draw like a sunset or something, right? So here's the sunset. The sunset along the horizon. Pay special attention to the fact that this always will cross through the y-intercept. So one of the properties is that there is a y-intercept. So there's our y-intercept up here. There's our y-intercept down there. It will always cross the y-axis. So far, so good. If you need me to slow down, just let me know. I know Brandon just walked in, so I'll try to have all this on the screen. Okay, a vertical line. So a vertical line, everyone hold it up. It's not this way, it's, yes, straight up and down. So go ahead and draw your line straight up and down. You can draw a few of them if you want. So I can draw a vertical line over here, draw a vertical line over here. And that one was a little bit off, so let me redo that. Draw a vertical line, there you go. And then, of course, these have an x-axis, or they have an x-intercept. They cross the x-axis. So take note of that. We'll say that these have x-intercepts. Again, I always abbreviate intercepts with int. So if you don't like that, you can leave yourself a note that int is the same thing as intercept. My computer's having some weird lag. What do I have open? Nothing really that power hungry. I don't know what's going on. All right. So far, so good. There are no questions. I'm moving on. Okay, so the equation. With a horizontal line, it will always be the variable y. Y is equal to some number. So in general, it's y is equal to some number. You can zoom in here since the screen is so small. Y is equal to a number. So you can say y is equal to 3. Or you can say y is equal to -7. Just do a few examples here. It's always going to be a y. However, a vertical line that goes straight up and down is going to be an x. X is equal to. So I come over here. X is equal to some number. X is equal to some number. So I can say x is equal to 2. X is equal to 0. X is equal to -1. Good morning, Miss Heather. Good morning. I want to talk about why this makes sense. So if I look at any point on the line that we've drawn up here, let's go ahead and look at my top line. If I look at the x and y coordinate of this point that I've drawn right here, the x coordinate is -3, the y coordinate is 3. If I look at this point over here, the x coordinate is 4, and the y coordinate is 3. If I look at this point right here, the x coordinate is 1, the y coordinate is 3. The y coordinate is always 3. So this equation right here, y equals 3, is this line. Because every single y coordinate is 3. It's literally saying, hey, all the y coordinates are 3. This equation down here is saying all of the y coordinates are -7. I can have any x that I want. There are an infinite number of x's. I go all the way out there to the left, you go all the way out here to the right, but every single y coordinate is whatever's listed here. Vice versa is the same thing. All the x coordinates are always going to be 2. So for this line right here, I can draw out the coordinates, right? So this x-intercept has coordinates 2, 0. For this point down here, that's the x-intercept. This point down here is 2, -3. This point down here is 2, -5. All of the x coordinates are 2, 2, 2, 2. X equals 2 describes this line. And again, I can have any y coordinate. I don't care what the y coordinate is. There's no y in our formula. Giorgio was talking earlier, well, what's y equals mx plus b? That's more advanced. That uses y's and x's. We're starting with baby steps. Just x, just y. All right. And finally, we need to talk about slopes. So again, if I have a slope in terms of my picture, if I have a slope that's going like, so I'm going to face the board. If I have a slope that's going up and to the right, that means I have a positive slope. If I have a slope that's going down and to the right, that means I'm going negative slope. What if I'm not going up or down? I'm just going straight out to the right or straight out to the left. What type of slope would that be? 2 people have an answer. 3 people have an answer. Is it slope 1? -1? Is it 5? What is the slope? Alden?
Also just like a straight line. Probably the well it depends like if the y coordinates number or the x coordinates number, the other number will be 0.
Okay, so just for horizontal lines, if the like y equals 3 or something like that, what would the slope be?
Like
0.
0.
Yeah. So everyone write down here a really big giant 0.
Wouldn't it be 1 over 0 because your x is changing? Or would that be 0 over 1?
0, 1. Yeah, that's a great point. Let's talk about that, Zeke. So Zeke is using our formula for slope. Slope is equal to change in y or delta y over delta x. Well, let's look at that. So I'm going to choose 2 points up here. How much did I choose and how much did I change in terms of my x coordinate from here to here? Well, I moved a total x distance of 1, 2, 3. So my denominator is going to be 3. How much did I move up and down? I didn't move up or down. I moved 0 up and down. So my fraction for slope would be 0 divided by 3, which reduces to 0, which is our slope down here. This formula will always give you the correct answer. So if you want, you can write over here. That's the same thing as like 0 divided by 3 or 0 divided by -2. All of these are 0. They reduce to 0. Now this one is a little bit trickier. Again, if I use my equation for slope, I'll do it right here. If I say slope is equal to my change in y, my delta y divided by my delta x, my change in x. What would that be? I'm going to choose 2 points. Let's choose these 2, these bottom 2. If I go from 2, -3 to 2, -5, how much in terms of my y coordinates has changed? Because that's the numerator, right? My change in y over my change in x. I've changed by going down 2. So I can say -2. I can say up 2. It doesn't matter which direction I'm going. +2, -2. The answer is still going to be the same. Question? Okay. So I can say that my numerator here, my change in y is 2. So let's move Mr. Sindel out of the way. And then how much did I move left and right? What's my change in x? I didn't move left and right, so 0. I did not move left or right. So it's going to be 2 or -2 divided by 0. And I can't divide by 0. That's like a mathematical sin. That's like a swear word in math. That's dropping the F-bomb. You can't do that. It's not allowed. You've created a black hole. The way that we say that in math, that you're not allowed to do that, is it's undefined. And getting weird lag, undefined. So undefined is the most correct way of saying it. Some people say that the slope is infinity. It's another way of saying it, which is technically not correct, not until you formally define what a limit is. So you can say negative or positive infinity, you can say negative infinity. those are kind of correct, but more correct is undefined. I know Khan Academy sometimes says infinity. The slope is infinite, but undefined is more correct. So now you know both of those. All right, so let's try some example problems. Example number 1. What is the equation of this line? So the first thing that you have to ask yourself is this vertical or horizontal? It's going straight up and down. Is that vertical or is that horizontal? So everyone hold up fingers. 1 is vertical, 2 is horizontal. Is it vertical or is it horizontal? The ones have it. It is vertical. Okay, vertical. Now, is that an x equals 2 or a y equals 2? And it's not a purely case of memorization. Just list the x and y coordinates over and over again, and you'll figure out which one stays consistent. So my trick is go ahead and label like 2 of the points. Like I'm going to go ahead and label this point. This point is -3, 1. This point down here is -3, -3. You can see that one of these numbers is the same over and over again. If I do another one, -3, 2, there's one number that's the same over and over and over again. Is it the x coordinate or is it the y coordinate? And what is that number? Quiet, raise your hand. What is the equation of this line? Tell me. One person has an answer. 2 people have an answer. 3 people have an answer. Diego.
-3.
What is -3? X or y?
Y.
Oh, so close. Remember, x goes first, it goes x, then y, so it's x. Yeah. So the x coordinate is the same over and over, so it's going to be x equals 2, and the x coordinate that stays the same is -3. The next question is, what is the slope of this line? And you have one of 2 options. You are either going to say 0 or you're going to say undefined. One of these 2 options for our answer down here. A vertical line always has a slope that is, and I need like basically the entire class to raise your hand. You guys all know this. So one of these 2. Which one goes with vertical lines? Braden.
0.
Oh, so close. Look back up here in the notes. We have a vertical line, which goes down here with a undefined slope. Yeah. So we come down here and we can say the slope is undefined. Beautiful. All right. Now let's do one without a graph. Example number 2. I can scroll so you guys can see a little bit. Mr. Sindel, move out of the way. What is the equation of the horizontal line? Ooh, tell us. Horizontal. Maybe I should underline it. It's not kind of the key word here, right? The horizontal line that passes through those coordinates 4, -7. One person already has the answer. Did you already write it down?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, way ahead. Horizontal line. I'm going to give other people time to think. Horizontal line. Okay, you need to be thinking horizontal. Is that x? Is that y? Okay, then what number should that be equal to? Raise your hand when you have an answer. I give preference to people that haven't participated, but I can call him briefly again. He's very eager. That hand is raised nice and tall. Horizontal line. Actually, was kind of thinking about raising your hand. Ripley, tell us.
Wouldn't it be y equals -7?
It is. Tell us why.
Because the horizontal line is going through the y intercept, and -7 will always be the y coordinate.
Yeah. So let's look at that again. And I kind of want to see my table up here. So the word horizontal means it's running along the horizon, like a sunset, right? And I like the way that Ripley said it. The horizontal line always crosses through the y-axis. So that's why it's going to be y equals 2. So knowing that it's going to be a y equal to, then we just look at what is the y coordinate? Well, there's an x coordinate of 4, a y coordinate of -7. They're always going to have y's equal to whatever this y coordinate is. It's always going to be y equals -7. Good job, Rick. All right, give me a fist of 5. How will you follow me up to this point? Seeing a 3, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay. Does anyone have a question that they can ask to clarify something, to maybe raise a 3 to a 4? Yeah, Jose.
Oh, there was something in Calcanic that was y equals x3 and times 7, and then I didn't know how to find the answer for that. I
Oh,
think it was something when you like that.
I would have to see what the problem is exactly. Was it asking you to find the slope?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll have to maybe come talk to you separately because that's not quite related to this lesson, but it's something that we should definitely know or learn to do. All right, let's do example 3. This time I'm giving you a graph. Here's your graph. There's a line that's going down here. It's going that direction, left or right. Okay, is that horizontal? Is that vertical? I'm trying to remember. Tell me, what is the equation of this line? You're going to say x is equal to a number or y is equal to a number. How do I do it? What's the equation? I have one person ready to go. 2 people. Wait for more hands. I need more hands. Really think about this problem. I have 3 hands. If you're stuck, look back to the front side of the page. Review that table. That table has all the answers in. I have 4 hands. I'm waiting for more hands. 5 hands. Giorgio.
Y equals -2.
You're correct. How?
The lines on the -2 line, or on the negative y-intercept of -2.
Yeah, that's the easiest way of saying it. Y-intercept of -2. Where does it cross the y-axis? Right there at -2. If it crossed the x-axis, it was going vertically like this, and across the x-axis at -3, it would be x equals -3. Okay. And then someone new. What is the slope of this line? Someone that has not participated yet today. What is the slope of this line? I'm trying to think. That means someone new is going to be Yesenia, Carlos, Haiti. Jose, you participated, right? Not yet? Okay.
Yeah.
You have, okay. Yeah, Yesenia. It is 0. There it is. Thank you. If you ever don't know, you can reuse the formula for slope, or you can just memorize those 2 values. 0. It does not go up or down as it moves to the right. All right, and our final example, we're done after this. Example number 4, what is the equation of the vertical line? So it's different this time. I'll underline the word vertical because it's kind of the key word in this problem. What is the equation of this vertical line that passes through -3, 1? I'm sorry, I have to call someone new. If you finished this example problem, you can go on to the homework and finish homework in class, hopefully. Work in Khan Academy. It's going to be on Khan, yep. Jose is ready to go. I'm going to call on either Carlos or Haiti. Ashley, have you participated yet today? Okay, sorry, I guess. It's going to be either Carlos or Haiti. Maybe both of them. I'm going to make one of you guys figure out which variable it is, and the other person tell me what number it is. Both halves of the equation. Again, once you finish, you can move on to Khan Academy. It should be up already. I'm still waiting on either Carlos or Haiti. Is it X or Y? It is going to be X because the vertical line, and then it's going to go to Carlos. ¿Qué número? X igual a -3 o 1. Yep, that's it. Perfecto. Es, how do you say coordinate in Spanish? Coordinados.
Yeah.
Es el coordinado del X. All right, and we're done.